Now, do you wanna introduce your new training situation?
First of all, good morning everyone. Just congrats. It's big event is coming. Just again, it's big deal, big event. New stories coming. I'm very excited too because I represent today my new coach, Jonathan Banks. I respect this guy. I hope we're coming for a long and big story. Thank you.
We'll have Jonathan say a few words here. As you all know, Jonathan basically grew up with Emmanuel Stewart in the Kronk system. He took over the training for Vladimir Klitschko on Vladimir's historic championship heavyweight reign. Jonathan's trained Cecilia Brækhus, best female pound-for-pound fighter in the world. So with that, we want to introduce Triple G's new trainer, Jonathan Banks.
First of all, hello. It's good to be here. It's not too much to say, but it's a pleasure to be able to work with the best middleweight in the world, Triple G, and we're looking forward to getting him back to his titles.
Fred, are we going to open up for questions? Or?
No, first of all, he is young. No, he had good experience, and of course, just I like everybody. I told you, just I like old school. His dream, his second father is Emmanuel Stewart. I respect this gentleman. I like his school. I believe him.
The question was, how do I assess him now compared to then? Well, mainly I see the hunger and I see the passion. And with those two things, he have a lot of energy that comes along with that. So as long as you got the hunger and the passion and you see the energy of the fighter, as far as I'm concerned, the age is irrelevant to me. Definitely. When I seen both of them, I said to myself certain things that could be done. Certain things could have been done better. Certain things could have been done more of. Not so much better. Certain things could have been done more of and stuff like that. No problem.
Hey guys, Gennady, good morning. Jonathan, also good morning. My question for you guys, Gennady, if you could start. Did you try him out, so to speak? Did you go into the gym with Jonathan and see how you felt with him? Or did you just know him of his reputation and from your experience being around, K2 with Klitschko in the day and said you thought he'd be good, or did you practice with him a little bit before you made the determination he'd be your guy?
Yeah, I know him before, I know him before. I watch a lot of fights. I told you he has good experience with, with old guys, I'm not too young. I feel like young, just my age is different. I like his school. Just right now, for my next step, for my next fight, I don't have a lot of time. And I told you I believe him.
But did you work out with him ahead of time?
Yes, absolutely.
Did you work out with him before you decided to hire him?
No, not before. Just maybe last 2 weeks we were working. This is exactly what I need.
Okay.
I understand right now, it's 100%.
And I had one question for Jonathan. Jonathan, the fight with Steve Rolls is in about, you really have like 4 weeks because the last week there's really not much training. So I wondered, from your point of view, do you feel like that's enough time to do anything particular, or you just want to make sure he's in great shape and put together a plan?
To answer your question, do I think there's enough time to do something particular? Yes. He's already, when I got to camp, he was in good shape. So that box is already checked. So now it's just about focusing, training, and developing maybe something different than he had before, and sticking to it. That's really basically what it is now. So to answer your question, yes, I think it's enough time to get where we want to get to right before this fight.
And it's been about 2 weeks so far?
Yes.
And what gym are you working at?
What was the question, Dan?
What gym is the camp at?
I don't know the name of it. It's not the name.
Like where is
It's
it?
in Big Bear. In Big Bear.
Oh, where? It's
Oh,
in Big
okay,
Bear,
still
yeah.
in Big Bear. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Any questions?
You know, just I respect this gentleman. You know, he teach me a lot. This is his stuff. You know, his side. My stuff, just watch my my Instagram or my I said thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. You teach me. I had huge experience. Very nice, good experience. You know, thanks. That's it. This is my style.
And you said that you were hoping to build on the foundation you already had. What do you think you need to build on?
Absolutely. Just I want more, you know, just I want to learn again and again because I'm big boxing fan. No, I can't stop. Just last couple years I'm stopping. I need going forward, you know, just I feel young. I'm young boy. Just, I need experience. I need more experience.
Gennady, excuse me. After going down a certain path for so long, what went into your decision to make a change? And I mean, what clicked in your mind that you had to do that?
You know, right now my situation, I have 6 fights. Thank you, Dazn, who support me. Probably there's so many people, these good boxers come to the zone right now. This new area, new stuff, new everything. Right now my plan, I still focus to boxing. For 6, I have 6 fights. I believe this is maybe my first step. It's not big, and I respect my opponent. And hopefully, in the future, my second or
So obviously
next steps,
now
yeah.
this is a better fit for you, and you feel that this is a brighter path that you're taking.
I hope so. Of course, I want. I'm ready.
Ernesto?
Hello, champion. It's good to see you always. Let me ask you this. I can notice something in your eyes that you have new goals. You are really excited about this new, let's call this era. You have a new goals and you feel like renovated, like reloaded?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Absolutely. Just I come back. I have a new blood, new ideas, I have new emotions. And of course, like today is a big day for boxing fans. I'm big boxing fans. Just I'm very excited.
Lance?
Hi, Gennady. What did you make of Canelo saying now that you're going to have a belt for him to be interested in fighting you?
Just this Canelo side. This Canelo side. He's not promoter. He's not manager. He's a fighter. I think not correct for him. Just if he win today, just maybe he's changed situation. I believe.
Lance, from the promotional side, we
Yeah, right.
definitely feel that Gennady's still undefeated. Means he would still have his titles, save for one judge in the 12th round, which clearly even Dan Raphael said there's no way he lost the 12th round, and 2 judges gave it to Canelo. So we're not dwelling on that. We feel that Gennady's undefeated. Abel clearly brought a lot to his career. What Gennady's looking at now since things didn't work out, is to become even more dominant, and that's what he's looking at with Jonathan. This fight with Steve Rolls is a dangerous fight. He's an undefeated fighter. He's very hungry. And if Gennady doesn't look good or doesn't beat Steve Rolls, any talk about a third Canelo fight or a second Daniel Jacobs fight is out the window. Clearly that was one of the reasons, and I want to acknowledge John Skipper and all of the people at Dazn, certainly for putting that deal together for Gennady. And one of the main reasons why, because there were so many offers, it was so public, the offers that Gennady had, but one of the main reasons why Gennady chose Dazn is that was the clearest path to get a third fight with Canelo. But he can't focus on that if things go wrong June 8th. So there's pressure on Gennady, there's pressure on Jonathan Banks, and we feel confident that there's going to be a lot more excitement left in Triple G's big drama show.
Considering the contract you signed and the contract that Canelo signed, do you feel like the judges screwed you out of about $200 million?
I know just only my contract. I don't know, thinking about Canelo contract, how many, how much. I'm very happy. Just I have a big deal, probably biggest deal for my career. I'm very happy.
And who are you picking in tonight's fight to win?
It's tough questions. I don't know. I'm not God. It's both. It's tough boxers. Two different styles. I don't know. No, really, guys. I think this is biggest present for us, for fans.
All right, we got two more questions, and we're going to break to one-on-one. Cynthia, and then Steve.
Hi, Gennady.
Hi.
Can you talk about who were the top three on your short list, and when you saw Jonathan Banks, how quickly did you know he was the one for you?
I can't.
You can't.
I can't.
Okay.
I can just jump in, Cynthia. There really wasn't a short list. Internally, we were talking about, again, when Gennady's been with someone for so long, it becomes a difficult situation to change. But Gennady said, let me talk to Jonathan Banks, and that was his list, and he made the decision before. There was another question about, I think it was Steve, did he work with Jonathan before? He made the decision to hire Jonathan before he even trained with him. It was just that chemistry, that feeling that he got from him. He knew, obviously, the work that JB did with Vladimir and with Cecilia. Cecilia naturally fought on Gennady's Cinco de Mayo show last year, and Cecilia was the co-feature, so they had some interaction there leading up to that fight, and there was no short list. Steve.
Jonathan, one question from me, a little two-part. Number one, why do you think you got this coveted position? And number two, how would you say your style differs as a trainer from Abel Sanchez?
Hold on, keep the microphone. The first question was, what makes my style? Well, I think that's obvious. We're two totally different people. It's almost like you got two people from different walks of life, okay? But they work in the same field. So if me and you, we both in the boxing business. If we enter the gym with a fighter, your vision will be different than my vision. Not saying your vision is wrong, and not saying my vision is right or wrong. We just got two different visions. And possibly the goal for me is my vision is for it to work with Triple G. So that's the only difference. So it's not so much that his was right and his or wrong, or mine is right or wrong. It's just two different visions, that's all. That's more so for him to answer than myself. But sometimes when you go through different things, whether in life, whether it's personal or professional, when you find something that just clicks, you can't really explain it. It just clicks.
I think we're going to wrap this up and go into one-on-one. So I think the best system here is we're going to bring Gennady and Sergey over to that backdrop. For TV, we're going to start with networks and affiliates first. And then Jonathan, we're going to sit you at a table here for the print, and then we'll switch. So TV crews, line up over there, and yeah, what you need here. And can we get the two of you standing up and posing, please?
Yeah, let's do a photo together with Gennady and John.
Can we stand up? Stand them up, please. Thank you. We're going to do one-on-ones for TV over there. Right here too, please. How we doing? Everybody good? What's up, Jonathan? Jonathan, if we can get you down here, please, by this table.
Yeah. My vote.
We're going to do over there and. So print, we have Jonathan Banks available here right now for the print.
Right here.
John has a seat here, and then we'll have everyone around you.